To those who are just tuning into our very exciting global launch of A Woman's Guide to Business Domination. We have 18 authors from around the globe who have collaborated for this amazing anthology, and I've been so excited interviewing so many of them today. And now we are on to our next author. Her name is Sheila Farr, and she has written a chapter called How to Maintain Momentum in Business. So first of all, welcome, Sheila.
Oh, Annie, thank you so much for having me on today. I'm so excited about the book, excited to talk to you, excited to see everybody. So thank you so much.
Oh, that was 3 excitements in one little sentence.
Yes.
I absolutely love that. Woohoo. So for those of you who don't know Sheila, she is an eternal optimist, and you can tell that by already 3 excitements in one sentence. As the CEO of Gulf Coast Training and Education Services, she comes from Mississippi. She helps small businesses and entrepreneurs overcome obstacles and achieve their dreams. How awesome is that? By turning stumbling blocks into stepping stones. So she is a multi-time international best-selling author. She loves to share strategies and tools that inspire and help people to propel their careers and their lives to a whole new level. I absolutely love that. She is the most gorgeous cheerleader who just inspires and motivates in everything that she does. And I am so thrilled that she is one of our collaborative co-authors in this beautiful anthology. So welcome, Sheila.
Thank you, Annie. I'm so excited to be here. Again, excited.
Again.
I really am.
Let's talk about your chapter. Okay. Why did you choose, after all the business journey that you've had, to go, I want to talk about maintaining momentum in business?
It's because it's what I do. I help small businesses and entrepreneurs that have kind of fallen into that little plateau where they can't keep customers, can't get new customers, marketing strategies aren't working. So we kind of take a look at what they're doing and find ways to help kind of get them back into the game and keep them moving forward. So it just seemed natural to write about that because it's important, and we all go through it, especially as solopreneurs or serialpreneurs or entrepreneurs. So we all go through that at one point or another. So I thought maybe just sharing a few things that I found successful could help other people. So it's what we do.
It is what we do, and all of the authors are actually gone and said that that's what I do, which is why you're the authors of that chapter. I love it when you just, you're successful in your own right, but you're actually going, you know what, this is my area of genius. So you build momentum, right? And I'm a little bit similar. I'm a success catalyst. So it's the same sort of concept that you go make success happen. You're actually going, you know what, people get stuck in a rut. everyone gets stuck in a rut. You get
Mhm.
these formulas and go, this is what I do, it worked before, why is it not working now? I get kind of down about that. And then you're like going, hello, maybe we can actually just review everything, find ways to actually just cause some ignition, right?
Mhm.
Some changes. Absolutely love that. So I
Right.
think absolutely the best chapter for you to be writing. So let's talk about that then. So for those listening in then, just thinking, is this me? Tell me about the types of clients, what problems they're having, and then how you help them overcome them.
Sure. Well, so I work with a really varied clients of all kinds of backgrounds.
Yeah.
So I have an HR background and medical administration. So it's kind of it's all over the place. And I have military and civilian experience. So my
Yeah.
experience is really kind of broad, which is beautiful because it helps me really help other people, because it's like, if I haven't seen it, I could probably know something about it and I can get you into the ballpark. But I mean, I work with medical practices, of course, insurance companies, just privately owned businesses. So let's say the mom and pops that are making maybe soap, or, making a product and trying to get it out there and be seen. And then with authors, I do a lot of work with authors and writers of different genres.
Mhm.
So it's kind of all over the place. And I think what really kind of got me, kind of sparked my interest in this, is as I was working as a medical administrator, I would always have people come to me and ask my opinion about, hey, what do you think, we could do about this? We've seen you do this at your work. So, tell us how you did that and why you did that.
Mhm.
So, and it just kind of, over time, I just started helping people. So I started kind of a side hustle, like we all do. We're working the 9 to 5, but then we started a side hustle as well. And then it got to the point that my side hustle was like really where my passion was and really
Yeah.
what I wanted to do. So finally, had the courage to kind of step away from that 9 to 5 and step into that side hustle full time. And then, it was just like the most beautiful people would come into my world, and, with problems and things that needed fixing, and needed
And you're like,
strategizing. And
I
yeah,
love that.
it was just like they were. So yeah, so it's everywhere. So I help the authors who are struggling to get their books published, or published authors who are struggling to get into those top selling categories. We work with businesses that are trying to develop marketing strategies, helping new business and startups do the essential things, like help keep them legal, compliant, and moving in the right direction that way. So kind of a broad range of things, which makes it fun for me to
Yeah.
kind of look at people, at the business that people bring to me, and they're like, here, put it in my lap. It's broken. Can you fix this? Because, I'm stuck and it's not working for me anymore. So we take those broken pieces of that little shattered business, and we, put it back together as a beautiful mosaic and send them on their way and watch them, just soar. So it's really very lovely. It's nice.
Oh, I love it. You are lovely, and I can feel your energy and just your joy. What a breadth of services you provide, though. That is really quite amazing. So well done, Gulf Coast Training. Amazing. So what happens is, though, people often tolerate things for a very long time. So
Mhm.
some are quick to react, yes, and others just go, they've just been trying and trying and trying, and things
Right.
don't work. And it's usually because they're trying what used to work and it doesn't work now. So what
Mhm.
are some examples of what people sort of normalize or tolerate? What sort of things? Is it usually their systems, their processes? Is it their mindset? What sort of the biggest obstacles that people then finally go to a consultancy organization to then
Yeah.
get some help with?
Honestly, all of the above. I mean, it could be anything. I think the thing that I see most frequently, though, is just people failing to plan.
Mm.
Maybe they don't have a business plan ever. It's like they love something and they wanted to make it their business. So they started doing the thing that they love, but
Yeah.
quickly they found that, there's business in business. Like there are things that you have to do aside from what you love doing to
Ah,
help make and keep you successful. So really just going back and making sure that their foundation is strong.
yeah.
I do a lot of that. So I think that would be probably the number one thing, is that people just fail to plan properly. And aside from that, they kind of just get stuck. It's like they can't, either they can't be innovative, or they don't know how to be innovative and kind of think out of the box to do some new and different things in their business. So that's what I love to do.
I know, it's kind of like, have you thought of this way? Yeah,
Mhm.
it's good. Which is really scary for people, right? Because when you've done something, you've
Mhm.
touched on two topics that I think are just so fascinating. Of it, it's the purpose driven, it's the passionate business owners. So when
Right.
you often, and it's often the side hustles. So you set up a side hustle because it's actually your passion, but you had to do the day job because it was paying the bills. And the passion business is fabulous because you just love it, right? This is when you're a muso or you're a cake maker or something like really cool. And then you go, oh my God, this is my passion. But it's very different having a passion, which is kind of like a hobby,
Right.
to having it as a business. And so that area, and I know through my coaching clients, it often gets unstuck. And it's a really hard reality because they love it so much. They sometimes love it more than the actual person who just came in to do business, right? And then so that area there, I can see why you definitely need to, and then sometimes they start with a bit of a bubble because everyone's so excited for them. And then it's, I love your chapter, maintain the momentum. So you get after the honeymoon phase, what happens next? And that's when you've been relying on your friends and family to support you. And now it's kind of like, yeah. So I love it. And I love the way you're smiling. And then that other area of, you've been in business for a while and things used to work and you thought you had it kind of down pat, and now things change, and there must be so many areas that you see come up that they go, I don't want to learn new systems and processes. I don't want to learn, because there's a comfort, right, in doing things the way you've always done. So
there
why
is. Yeah. So that actually takes me to like one of the parts of my chapter. And one of the ways that you can maintain momentum in business is just collaborate. Collaborate with other people. Find somebody who's doing something that you need, or that would enhance your business, and kind of buddy up to them, and say, here's how we can help each other. I see you doing a great job at this. I see me doing a great job at this. I can help you by this. You can help me by this. So let's work together. And that's intimidating for so many people, because we're also protective and defensive of our little territory. But I think the moment that we let go of that fear and just kind of open it up, that's when you see businesses soar. That's when you see really cool and neat things happening, because man, the power of collaboration is just amazing. I wish more people did that. I wish they were more open to that. Once I can kind of encourage people to do that, then it's like, oh my golly, I wish I would have done that a long time ago. It's so great, because it really does work. It's one of those things that, once you get past just the kind of fear of, I don't know, I see business owners struggle with so many things. So much fear, imposter syndrome, fear of the unknown, fear of systems, letting anybody take any part of what they have and do something different to it. They're really protective of that, and rightfully so. But I think once we're able to kind of work past those fears and kind of help them see and understand how that's going to enhance their business and help keep them moving forward, then they're all for it. So just collaborating and just being willing to try something new. Sometimes that's all it takes. It's just, just give me one thing, give me 30 days on this. And if you don't see a difference, you're not any worse off. So it's super fun. I'm so thankful to have the opportunity to do things that I really love, because it's a neat thing to have happen. So
it is. It's such a buzz, because you're going to get some wins, but you also often get resistance. And I understand that, because there's fear of the unknown. And particularly if someone comes to you for that turnaround, they're already in a bit of a struggling place, right? So when you go and say, hey, let's give it 30 days or 60 days, they're like, I don't have that luxury, because I'm going south really quickly now, because I've actually spent, I should have probably, then the light bulbs come on, I should have probably come earlier. But, you didn't. And we all have those moments. So there's no judgment there. So I think it is the fear of the unknown. And it's often that, sometimes it's fear of unknown. It's also embarrassment. It's kind of like, well, I didn't know I had to have all these things. Or how do other people know? You might not have done all the courses you've learned on the job. and so it can be a little bit embarrassing to come. Whereas I love it when they come to someone like you. You're just like going, oh, it's like nothing wrong at all. We'll just try new things and make them work. I also love what you mentioned there about collaboration, because I'm all about collaboration, and I know that is an area that some people take a while to get their head around, because over competition, of course, because they'll see it as a threat. So you've just gone and shared, which I totally agree with. You should collaborate. You should find these synergies, affiliate partners, bits and pieces where it works. Then some people kind of go, I like the concept of it, but they kind of fear they'll lose their client. They'll lose that business because someone, they'll go to someone else. Whereas they don't. They end up getting the best of everybody, right?
Mm-hmm.
So how do you cope with those people who just need that encouragement that it's worth it?
Well, the thing that I always tell people, because that one of the biggest things that I see is, or the feedback that I get whenever I mention collaboration, people always steal my stuff. People are always taking they're always taking my ideas. They're taking my, the collateral that I put out into the universe for people to use. And I'm like, well, if you're putting it out there, then it's other people's to use, right? That's what you're putting it out there for other people to use. But I always tell them, people may take your things, they may take your idea, but they can't take your magic, because, we are our business, we're the magic of our business. So the success is right here. It's not, in the paper, and it's not in the idea. It's not in anything else. It's the way that we serve the world. So, so that's what I always tell everybody. And once they can see, oh yeah, I do have magic. Oh yeah, I am pretty awesome. Oh yeah, my business is phenomenal. It does help people solve problems. It does do, provide good service. It does, this product is amazing. So once they realize that they're the magic, they're a little more open to collaborate, I think.
I love that. I love that. Absolutely. And if you're worried about, well, maybe I'm not the magic, well, that's probably the issue. It's actually getting your brand right, your energy right, how you actually do sales, how you do, customer service, all the aspects of your business is about you to go, I want to give the magic. Because there's not many things that are actually unique. I know everyone sort of worries about their IP, but like pretty much most things are Googleable, right? Mm-hmm. So it's actually the package, and it often comes down to that personal brand, that professional brand, how you actually feel with that company. Did they go above and beyond? Do they really care about me? It's those things that even if someone else has, it's not going to reproduce, right? Because it's about, so I totally dig that, but I know that is a really big problem. So when someone then overcomes that, and then you go, okay, well, what we want to do is we want to get those sorts of systems or processes or challenges sort of ironed out, and then you really want to build momentum. What's your little secret, without giving away your chapter, on how do you then help people build momentum?
So the thing that I use to help people build momentum is just, and this is, you're going to like tilt your head this way when I say this, but that's when I actually send them back to do a little bit of self-awareness work. Because they know why they started, but a lot of times people don't have an end or a result in mind. So really now, who are you as a business person? And really, what is your objective, and where do you want to go? And what are your goals? Like they set those short-term goals, but they don't set long-term goals. So they don't really have anywhere to grow to. So, I love strategy. I love processes and things like that. So this is when I turn them into a strategist. And I'm like, okay, so here you need an end goal. Even if it's like a 3-year end goal, where are you going? And then we work backwards to kind of get to that place. So here are the things that need to happen in order for you to achieve this goal. So it takes an awful lot of self-awareness to do that, because people don't really think about that. They think about what's right in front of them. They think about their business now. They think about their business this month, but they don't think about their business, 3 years, 10 years, 20 years down the road, and what they're, all of the cool and other things that they could add to their business to keep their business new and alive and thriving, not to mention the collaboration that they could do when they pull in partners, maybe not forever, just for a season. You just do things kind of seasonally, just kind of, hey, I did this with this person over here, which led me to these 3 other opportunities. And, doing these things led me to these 6 other opportunities. So it's, it's just a beautiful symphony when you really stop and think about it. But people don't think about their business like that. So I try to encourage them to do that. Because it brings a little bit of enthusiasm back into the passion project and the things that they wanted to do originally. So
yes, it does. It brings enthusiasm. It brings energy.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh my gosh, we can work with this. It's a whole new. It's kind of like the same business can have some repackage something, if you like. Like look at a rock star or this or that. Like look at Lady Gaga, for example.
Yes.
You got different outfits. You got different reinventions. And that's part of the business cycle, right? You can't get stale, you can't get tired. If you're at a shopping center or a supermarket or something, they'll change their aisles around. They'll make you explore new areas because we do get stale, if you like, in anything. And it doesn't mean that it wasn't good. It can be fantastic. It just means that things have changed. You've got to then entice people with a whole new, might be a new makeover color, new brand, new something or other. And then I love it when you're actually in that business. You kind of go, well, why do they need that? It was already good. Doesn't matter. Don't get too deep about it, because you're actually providing that for your consumer. And then suddenly you can get re-excited about the things that you already did. But it's kind of like going, well, who would have thought suddenly something can be the flavor that was there all the time, that and I've had that. I've even had courses that are available online all the time, and then suddenly I'll go and then I'll announce to Women's Biz Tribe, I'm doing it next week, who wants to start this thing? And all of a sudden people will be interested in it, and you go, was already available, right? It's just repackaging it. Suddenly it came with fresh energy. Oh, it's going to be amazing. And so all of a sudden you then get momentum. Right. It's what your chapter's all about, isn't it?
It really is. It's just not being afraid to get stuck, because that's what forces us to take another look at what we're doing, so we can breathe new life into it. And that's the way that you maintain momentum, as you just keep it, like you said, it might be the old project that you just put a different package on it and send it out. It might be something new that comes to you as a result of something you've participated in, a talk you've done, or somewhere that you showed up and met somebody who said, hey, I'm doing this. It's kind of like what you're doing. What do you think if we do this event together, or we do this book together, or we do this, we develop this product together? I've seen a lot of that, especially. That's the one thing that I love about my community here on the Mississippi Gulf Coast. We are a community of, we love and support small businesses here on the coast. And we have a beautiful network of female supporters. We support each other. So it's not really, it doesn't feel like competition. It feels like 100% collaboration, because it's like, oh, I don't do that, but I know somebody who's doing something like that. So let me share your information and their information. So we're connecting people, and everybody's doing all of these, neat things. And you see everybody supporting each other and showing up in the same places. And, and then it just births more, just more collaboration. A few years ago, I was part of an anthology project. And it was finally free with Dawn Leak. And I'm telling you, from that anthology project, there were like 20 of us in the book. There must have been at least 16 of us that kind of got together and started collaborating in different ways. And so all the projects that were born from that, there were podcasts, there were television shows, there were new businesses, it was just phenomenal. So just bringing those people together that didn't even know each other to begin with, then to have them all kind of really bond and do some really beautiful things in the world, and not just here on the Gulf Coast, but globally. They're everywhere. So it's really neat to see those kinds of things. And those are the things that so you step away from your main thing for a minute, for 30, 60, 90 days. You're still doing it. Like you said, you have these things that are automatically running for you in the background in your business, and those things are going to be there, and those are your staples. Those are the things that are going to they're going to keep you in business. But then you have these beautiful things that come along the way that just spike your business and send it into a different atmosphere oftentimes,
Yeah.
and I think people are afraid of that because, they think, again, like I said, we see those, I don't want people to steal my thoughts. I don't want them to steal my ideas. Who cares? Just do it, just
Yeah.
do. The magic is you're out there meeting the people, you're making the connections, you're serving in the way that you're designed to do. So once you get into your purpose, and you'll know you're there because those roadblocks just fall out of the way and things begin to happen, and it's supernatural and you can't explain it, and you're just like, oh Lord, thank you, I'm so excited, universe, whatever it is that is your one thing, you're just so very grateful, and you just want more of it because it's so wonderful and it's so amazing, which is why it's the reason for my enthusiasm. I always describe myself as an eternal optimist because even on bad days, I still can find a rainbow in a bad day. There's always going to be something good that has happened that day. So, and I think the more that I focus on those types of things, the better, the more good I see. The more good I focus on, the more good I see. So part of the mindset work that I do sometimes with people is just that, because they've gotten to that point, when finances are, you're heaped on with, you've got finance trouble, you've got unknowns, you've got fear of success sometimes, and you have all that heaped on you. How do you break free of that? So we talk about that too. That's part of, some of the work that we do with our clients and people that come to us. And then we do a lot of work in the community that's free. Like I do free training every month, and usually online, because I have an HR background. I do that sort of training for HR directors here, for people who are in business. It's always, you have to find ways to kind of keep things moving and going. And those have been some of the ways that I've been able to.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's your top of funnel, right? That's you've always got to be out there, by having new people find you, percentage wise, they're going to filter into your business, and absolutely, that's what you should be doing. I think it's just such a joy to be in that space, challenging people, and when you work with them day to day. And those of you who are listening in to this conversation, going, you know what, that's right, I've been doing what I do, and I'm sort of doing the staples. And what you're hearing in this conversation, and you're definitely going to get from this book. And this chapter on how to maintain momentum is all about saying, don't just do the staples. You've got to have what we call, in business, in retail, they'll call it visual merchandise, right? So you've got to then, you've just got to have new things rolling as well as the staples. And so that's exactly, what Sheila is a specialist in, actually going, let's just look at the core. If the whole business is not operating well, but often it's just the basics are fine. You're just not fresh. You're not innovative. You're not attracting, because people kind of go, I know that. Whereas what they love doing, they love being where the party is. Mm-hmm. They love where the activity is. They love seeing something new. Did you see that at the shops? It was so cool. It was new. It was a new fragrance. It was a new candle. It was a new way of doing something. And that's just life. And that's people. That's us, right? Mm-hmm. We are that consumer. So a lot of it, which is why it's a joy to go, yeah, well, that's right. What is a new way of reinventing and putting that in your business? And it won't, the risk, the worry for many companies is, I don't want it to change anything. I don't want it to take away from, they're very passionate about whatever, but it doesn't do that. It doesn't threaten that at all. It actually just enhances it. So, oh my goodness, we could talk all day about that, but we're kind of out of time. But I thank you so much for coming to our global launch. If you haven't got your hands on it yet, A Woman's Guide to Business Domination. There's the key. You're actually looking out to the world of opportunities. Oh my gosh, there's so much we as women can be doing in business. The QR code on my little visual background will take you straight there, or you can go to kmdbooks.com. You can order it now. It's also on Kindle. You'll be able to get that within a few days. It'll drop into your account because it's just for pre-order today for our launch day. And Sheila, congratulations on all of the work that you are doing. You're a superstar. And I just love your energy, and I love what you do for people, because you just make them happy, right? And what a joy. What a great job in life, just to make people happy, right?
Exactly.
You are perfectly positioned, and I'm so glad that you wrote that chapter on how to maintain momentum in business. So make sure when you get a copy of the book, take a photo of yourself with the book. Definitely, if you're loving this chapter written by Sheila, make sure that you go and actually tell her what you loved about it. Tell her what resonated with her. Go to her website, gulfcoasttraining.org, and actually give her some feedback. Go, so great. I read this book. Loved your chapter. You might even want to work with Sheila. Who's to say? So check out what she does, and just be blessed by the book. And so thank you so much for coming on our global launch.